Hey everyone, this is Martin, and I have got a box full of solar components that I received from my kids the other day, and I got them unboxed and laying on the floor. And what I've got here is a power inverter right there. I've got a controller, wiring harness, and something here that I don't know for sure what it is, and a big flexible solar panel. And these components were on a boat that belonged to my kids, and they upgraded their system to something much bigger, and they sent me the old system that was working fine, and we're going to unbox it and try to figure out how to put it together. We're going to use it down on our property.
Hello?
Hey Mike.
What's going on here?
Hey, I got your box of stuff unboxed here and laying out on the floor, and I was just going to have you walk me through a little bit of it if you get a minute.
Yeah, no problem. I tried to set that up with the connector so you can just kind of plug and play there.
Okay, well, that's it looks like most of that is there. I just kind of need to know what the components do, and then, you know, what to plug into what. What I've got here is I've got this, if you don't mind, let's start with the power inverter. Okay, so there's two big cables coming off of that, a red and a black cord, I guess. So where did those go?
On the other side of that, is there two hoop connections? Well, that would go to the battery. But is that the one I made with the plug? There's like a red plug that plugs together with another plug.
Well, let's see here. I don't see a plug. There's what there is I'm gonna put the phone on.
Yeah, let me FaceTime you.
Okay, yeah. Let me see if I can figure that one out.
There we go.
Hey there. Hey, I see you.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so yeah. So what I've got is I'm gonna turn this around. Okay, the power inverter is right there. The cables.
Right.
Okay, so where do those go?
Let me see the other end of those cables. What's attached to it?
It's kind of a gray plug. I don't know. Can you see that?
Okay, yeah. Do you see another gray plug there somewhere?
Another gray. Oh yeah. Okay. On this harness. Okay. Right there.
Yeah.
Another gray plug. Okay.
And what's on the end of that? What's on the end of that harness?
Okay. The end of that harness looks like a couple of. Let me put them out here.
Yeah,
those kind of
that
plugs.
goes to the battery.
Okay, so the red and black goes to the battery. Okay. And then that gray plug plugs together for, I guess, the side of the power inverter. Yeah. Is where those go. Okay.
Right.
All right, so got that figured out.
You should have a gray box. That's the charge controller.
That would be that one right there.
Right.
Okay. And that's got a red and black wire harness coming off of it as well.
Right, that goes to the battery.
Okay. This one over here goes to that one there goes to the battery?
Yeah, that goes to the battery too.
Okay, so both of these, this heavier wire harness goes to the battery, and then the charge controller goes to the battery.
Right.
Okay.
So that's charging the battery. That's charging the battery when the sun's out, and the other ones are the high voltage for the inverter, which is powering the inverter.
Okay. And
Yep.
Okay, so then I've also got, let me find this. I've also got a flat gray wire that has, let's see what it says. It's called a inverter remote.
Yeah, you don't have to use that. I didn't know if you wanted to use that. It's just a remote control to turn it off and on. The inverter itself has an off and on switch on it.
Oh, okay.
But you could just use that as a remote if you mount it somewhere far away and you want to, turn it on.
Okay, got it. Oops, yeah. I paused you here for a second. Hang on. Okay. Okay, so I've got the small harness. The red and black harness goes to the battery. The heavier one from the inverter goes to the battery. And So what plugs in? I mean, how does this flexible panel, solar panel plug in?
I made pigtails on both sides of that.
Okay.
It's two different ends. That black, like a dark gray cable.
Okay, hang on.
It's a charge. It's attached to the charge controller. The two black charge controller.
Oh, I got you. Okay, so there's actually two different harnesses here.
Yeah, and you see the ends? I already configured it for positive and negative. So all you have to do is plug it into the solar panel ends.
Oh, okay. So that plugs into this solar panel. Let me get this out here.
Yeah.
It's these right here, I guess, right?
Yep.
Okay, so that plugs into the solar panel.
Yep.
And then I just need to stretch the solar panel out, I guess.
That solar panel is actually adhesive on the back of it. I never stuck it down because we only use it temporarily.
Oh, I see. Yeah, okay.
But that'll stick right to the top of the container if you want.
Okay. Yeah, you know, I'm not sure I'm going to end up putting it on the container.
Yep.
We're building because all I really need in the container is lights. And so I think what we're going to end up doing is we're going to build an 8x12 shed down closer to the workshop. And inside that shed, I'll have a generator, a big, like a 9,000 watt generator to run compressors and things like that. But then I'm also going to have, I think that's where I'm going to put this, so that when we're not needing the heavy generator power, we can put in, we can have this run lights, a 12 volt or possibly a 110 volt on-demand water pump, because there's going to be some water storage in there. And then also we're going to have it run a power charging station for charging power tool batteries.
Yeah.
And
I mean, that's a good inverter to get started with. I mean, just so you can see how all that stuff works.
yeah.
I mean, we ran quite a bit of stuff on there, but no substantial load. But anyway, it's just, kind of a cool little system. It's real portable. We never stuck it down, and we always just kind of moved it around and used it when we needed it.
Did this come off of idle hour?
I only used that one time. I used it on idle hour when we moved idle hour out of the Keys.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have time to build a solar plant on it.
Okay.
So I bought that panel was 185 watts. It would charge some batteries that we had, because we didn't have any of that set up. And it worked pretty good for us. But, we didn't run anything massive because I think it's only like 2,500 watts. But it's a pretty good size one.
This one here, you mean?
We were able to charge the batteries while we were running with it, and ran the coffee pot and stuff like that. So.
Okay. Well, it sounds like probably that will be about the size of what I would need to take care of things in that utility shed. So anyway, we'll give it a try. I'll probably end up, and this is wired up for a 12 volt, just a single 12 volt battery.
Right. That's a 12 volt inverter.
Oh, okay. All right. So so I guess the only thing that I could do to change it then would be if I wanted to have longer battery life, I would get a couple of 12 volts and wire them parallel.
Well, you could add more panels, but the more batteries is more storage. Like a lot of times you're not using all that power.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not around, you're probably not going to be using the power. So meanwhile, the batteries are just holding the storage.
Yeah.
Charge. So when you go and actually use it, depending on how many batteries you have as to how long it will last.
Right.
But
those...
I had two batteries connected to that one. And it lasted for quite a while, but like I said, we didn't use it very much.
Yeah. Okay, but if I were to add a second battery to it, it would be wiring them up in parallel rather than series, right?
Right. You parallel them together.
Okay. All right.
When you parallel them together, when you have two batteries together,
yeah,
what you do is you'll put like the red charging lead and the red inverter lead on the positive battery on one terminal, and the green. The black. The two negatives you'll put on the other battery, right?
Right.
So it's an even discharge rather than putting them, your main leads on one battery and just putting jumps to the other battery.
Okay.
You follow me?
Yeah, well, I think so. I'll forget it by the time I actually do it. I'll have to call you back.
Yeah, I mean, you still have to have the jumps in there. The jumper wires going across. But just the way that you're loading the batteries, you're not putting it all in the same two terminals. You're putting, the hots on one battery, and then your negatives on the other battery. But you still have the jumps across the two to make them parallel.
Okay.
You would do the same thing even if you had like 4, 6, or 8 batteries. You would do that on the end batteries, so it's even.
Okay.
It's kind of hard to explain, but.
Okay. Well, if we get to that point, I'll have you draw me a picture of it or something like that.
All right.
So, all right. Well, I appreciate it. I think I can kind of get it at least started to the point where I can plug it in and see how it works.
I can show you a battery string I'm working on right now.
Okay. I guess you must be in Treasured Times right now.
Yeah, we're on Treasured Times right now. Hold on, let me get a flashlight.
Okay.
Flashlight. Hold on one second. Oh, I might have one on here. These are different batteries, but these are lithium iron batteries.
Okay. And so what size is that system?
Each one of these batteries is 2.5 kilowatts. They're huge batteries.
Wow.
Remember when we were at the solar place?
Yeah.
They had small blue batteries?
Right, yeah.
Inside of each one of these gray cases is 4 of those.
Really? Okay.
And they're 1.8 kilowatts per battery tied together, which somehow mathematically makes 2.8 kilowatts. I don't know how they come up with that, but that is what it is.
Yeah.
But these are pretty complex. Like on the top of every battery, you have what they call BMS. It's a battery maintenance system. It washes all the cells and makes sure they don't get out of sync.
Yeah.
One's got a major fuse on board. It's a big.
Are these the ones that have the fire suppression stuff on them too?
Yeah. They have the fire suppression built in. And I actually have 2 of these batteries linked together.
Yeah.
In series to make 24 volts here. So this one is linked with this one, which makes 24, and then it goes down. And then I have this one and this one, which is linked together to make 24, and it goes down. And then under the floor, so I have 2 batteries series together to make 24. And then I have another 2 batteries series to make 24. And then down here, I parallel them together. So now I have 2 banks of series paralleled at that point down there to give us 24 volts. But
yeah, wow.
Anyway, this just because we need a pretty serious supply of power because we're going to 240 volts on our inverter here.
Wow.
But,
Well,
I think it's changed up to 48 volts. I think it's a little more efficient.
Well, that's interesting. You know, with the weather up here right now, I wish I was there right now.
I'm sure you do. My aunt and uncle are down right now. They're sitting out on the back deck.
Yeah, we were down at 12 degrees last night.
Yeah, I'll show you. They're outside right now, sitting on the back deck.
Yeah,
They're all
that's the place to be.
pretending to be pirates right now.
Pirates?
Yeah.
You know what they say? They work like a pirate, or no, work like a captain, play like a pirate.
Work like a captain, play like a pirate.
Yep. Well, hey, I appreciate the info on this. We're going to probably... I do know what... I had one other question for you. So if I wanted to run a 12-volt anything off of, let's just say a water pump, like an on-demand 12-volt water pump, I would just hook that straight to the battery then, right?
Yeah. take you right to the battery.
Okay, and that won't affect anything else on the power inverter or the controller or anything.
Yeah, and I would leave the inverter turned off if you're not using it, because remember how the guy was talking about ghost loads?
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah, it ghost loads. It's got some big capacitors inside of it, so.
Okay. Well, the only thing that I think that we would want to have possibly running while we weren't there would be the charging station for all of the tool batteries.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah. So.
It doesn't pull that much.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll let you go and get back to your fun.
All right.
All right. Thanks a lot, Mike.
All right. See y'all soon.
Bye. Yeah, so I'm not so sure exactly what all I learned from that, other than how to hook it all up, and but it's fairly simple. I mean, we're collecting energy from the sun through the solar panel, storing it in the batteries, releasing it back through the inverter as 110 energy, and so I mean that's fairly straightforward and simple. When we actually install it and begin working with it, I think we'll learn a lot more, and we'll be doing a video about that as well when the time comes. And so if you didn't learn a whole lot here, hopefully you will there. And so if you're finding value in the videos or entertainment or anything like that, just hit the subscribe button, click the notification bell so you get updates on more videos that we do, and we'll see you next time.